Welcome to another edition of Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here at the News Forum, where all voices matter. The need to develop and attract young talent is a critical element of our economic future. New insights and trends have been identified in a recent study by the Canada West Foundation. And here to discuss is Stephany Laverty, their policy analyst. Welcome to the program, Stephany.
Thanks for having me.
So I guess first, what are our needs as in Canada? What needs do we have of young talent and labor in this country?
So I think what we're seeing is that we really need young people to kind of lead the way. There's a lot of changes coming to the workforce with automation, digitalization, transformation. And I think young people are really going to be kind of the leaders of that change moving forward. They're going to be the ones learning about what new technologies need to be used in university, and then they can bring that into the workplaces.
So, maybe just start into your study. What were the findings, and when it comes to global talent attraction, what are the trends?
Yeah, so our study looked at Alberta youth aged 15 to 30, and really trying to understand what drives them and what motivates them to choose a place and where they want to live and work and grow. So we really found that there's kind of three main decision points for youth. So when they're leaving high school, are they going to decide to go into the workforce, or are they going to go to post-secondary? And then once they've been working for a while, and once they've completed post-secondary, where are they going to go then to grow their careers? And then finally, when they reach about the 30-year-old stage, do they want to settle down, have a family? Where can they afford to do that, and where do they want to do that? So that's kind of what's happening domestically with young talent. And then globally, we're really seeing this transition to kind of work from anywhere opportunities, right? So you don't necessarily have to live where you work. So how does that play into where people decide where they want to be? At the same time, we also know we're facing an increasingly aging population, retirements, those sorts of things. So how's that going to influence um, and drive, attraction retention strategies globally? Japan had a really interesting study that they did for the first time, projecting where their talent pool is going to come from looking out to 2040. They estimate they're going to need just under 7 million foreign workers to come into Japan. So that's kind of where the playing field is. We're seeing people realize that they need talent, and they're going to have to look outside of their borders increasingly for talent.
So, just generally, what are your findings, both domestically and internationally? Then, after you've asked those questions, what sort of answers are you getting?
Yeah, so I would say domestically, youth are really looking for, it's not just the economic piece. Values are changing what they're looking for. They want to live in diverse and inclusive communities. Um, they want jobs that reflect their values. They want work-life balance, those sorts of things, right?
Right.
Um, and then globally, I would say Canada, and one of the things that I think we're seeing is that Canada needs to be more strategic in how it assesses its positioning globally, and where we relate in this global competition for talent, which is what we started kind of calling it in our future work and learning brief. So I think we need a better understanding what migrant workers and immigrant workers are looking for, and where Canada stacks up, similar to what we did with this Alberta study.
Right, right. So, work-life balance, is that a new trend, or has that been something that's been growing over time? Do you know?
We didn't look at it specifically in kind of that trend in this
Right.
report. I think with COVID, it's definitely what we've seen is that it's definitely increased um, kind of that pressure a little bit for work-life balance. People learned that they could work from home and get
Right.
stuff done around the house while they were working. I know me personally, we work remotely, and I would do the dishes on my lunch break or stuff like that, right? So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We're speaking with Stephany Laverty. She is a policy analyst at Canada West Foundation, discussing some findings on attracting youth talent. I guess specifically in the province of Alberta. Is that right, Stephany? that
So our
we've been?
research was Alberta-based, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
also looked at kind of trends going
right.
country a little bit.
Sure. Okay. We're going to continue with this conversation after the break. We can take a brief hiatus for the break. We'll be back after these messages.